What's rule number one? Speed. In today's session, I'll be talking about the universal law, the most important law in the universe, which is speed. You have to get it done fast, now. Now, you don't have to get it cheap or shit. It just has to be fast. People seem to conflict the two. Now, obviously, for context, number one speed is a quote by Andrew Tate. In his famous, most classical course on how to make money, he actually made it the first rule. Now, here's the trick. There's other people that talk about speed. We're talking about Alex Hermosi, Elon Musk, Patrick Bet-David, Cody Sanchez, Iman Ghazi even talk about it. Leila Hormozi talks about it. Every successful entrepreneur on earth talks about it. And here's the trick. There is books that talk about it, which I think why this session will be so rich and so good. Now, the reason or the way I'm going to actually explain this, I'm going to give you all the books that I have read about this particular topic. All the entrepreneurs, whether these that I mentioned or others that I haven't even mentioned, that actually talk about this. We're talking about billionaires. And also my first-hand experience before I actually knew and understood this topic, and actually me applying this topic and helping me succeed, and not applying this topic and fucking it up. So both sides. Let's get fucking started. The first book that I've actually read this about is The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. He's a billionaire. He's a genius. The 4-Hour Workweek is obviously the best-selling book in the in finance books. He talks about this and he says that he had a job and he had a 9-to-5 job, and what he realized is after about 2-3 months of working, he realized that if he comes to his work at let's say 8 or let's say 8:30. From 8:30 to 9, he would make more sales than if he stays from 9 to 5. So what he did every single day is he'd do a half an hour from 8:30 to 9, or from 6:30 or 5:30 to 5 to 5:30. Why? Because at that moment, he says that usually, whether entrepreneurs or the business owners that he actually calls are usually at their house, they just respond. Or if it is a secretary, they're empty and they have nothing, it's just the beginning of the day, so they can actually forward him the call straightforward, as opposed to throughout the day where he has so many things and probably has a lot of priority that he wouldn't even give a fuck about your call. And he says that at this particular time, people work 8 hours, and me who work an hour, I can do double the results that they do, which is speed. And obviously, the entire essence of the 4-hour work week is to get a 40-hour work week to a 4-hour work week, right? So instead of 40, you do 4. Pretty cool. And then at the end, obviously, he brags about it and he says, well, actually, you end up doing an hour a week, or some bullshit, some crazy stuff that Tim Ferriss has gotten to. But let's not talk about that. We're talking about speed here. Cool. In the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, which is the best books when it comes to finance and investment, highly recommend. My second best book of all time after Think and Grow Rich. He talks about the story of a sheep herder. He was outside of the city, which is called Babylon. It's an old city of great walls. And he came back to the city, Babylon, and it was night. So he put his camels down, whatever, his slaves, whatever. And then a man came to them and said, hey, actually I have 1,000 sheep and I want to sell them. I'm going to give you this price. It was a very cheap price. Later on, he will realize that it was a third of the actual price. And he said, well, actually, my wife is sick and I have to go back to her. I can't really wait until the morning, so the people of the city buy my sheep, so we'll sell them to you with the cheap price. Just buy them from me now. I'll go to my wife. And the business owner or whatever, he said, oh yeah, sure, whatever. And he said, from the sound of the sheep, it sounded like 1,000 sheep, but you can't really see it. I mean, it's old. I don't know if it's a deserted place, but you got the point. It was outside of the city. There's no light, nothing. So he called him his slave and he said, actually, count the sheep. They counted. It was not so passable of a task, let's say. They couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. Let's not say impossible, because Elon Musk says impossible is a strong word. But they couldn't do it. He said, the business owner said, well, actually, we have to wait until the morning so we actually can count the sheep so we can give you the money. I'm not going to bind blindly, literally, in this case. He said, no, actually I can't, blah, blah, blah. He said, I'm going to keep with you my smartest slave, which he's very reliable and he's going to help you count the slaves. He said, no, it's actually not going to work for me. Wait until the morning. So before he knew it, that business owner, the dawn has came up and the gates of the city has opened up, and the buyers went running outside, found the sheep seller, and they just bought the sheep with 3 times the price. And you're saying, okay, if he has bought that sheep, he would have tripled his money in few hours. Speed. Give you another story of me today. I just finished my high school. What the fuck is high school on about? I just finished my university college degree thesis. On Monday, I've actually did the graduation presentation, and today is what? Wednesday. We have to actually give them the final paper with the edits and bullshit that they just said, oh no, but you actually have to change the title, you have to add this word, and in this definition you have to actually add the relationship between the concepts. Whatever bullshit they say, you have to edit it, game back, give them the final version, you print it as books, you give them with a fucking CD and you push it in the library, they give you a paper so you can get your receipt of success as you graduated. It's almost like a diploma, but a diploma doesn't really, come out very early on, so you get something that almost like a diploma, works like a diploma, but not really a diploma. It's a certificate that you have actually succeeded in college, basically, pretty much. Cool. So, throughout that process, boom, yesterday it was announced that we have to give to the library that, so we can get success. I went yesterday, worked on some couple of papers, got the certificate anyway, because I found out that really you don't have to, just a protocol, but really they don't give a fuck about it, they don't really respect it. You can just get the receipt and then fucking apply, give them to the library, but you have a delay. The delay is Friday. Now, it wasn't a delay, it wasn't announced as a delay. The announced was, in Friday, you give the books to the library. Yesterday I looked, blah, blah, blah. I went to the library yesterday because I'm fucking genius. And other people from other colleges, not colleges, but other, say, options or branches that are not our branch, they were actually, they have graduated before us, so they're given their books out to the library. So me being humble, obviously, here we also remind the 3 enemies of success. Whether you're lazy, if you're not rich, whether you're lazy, arrogant, or dumb. You cannot be rich if you're lazy, arrogant, or dumb. None of these has to happen to you. So it's humble, very humbled. I'm very humble, and I sat down like a fucking idiot. And this guy was bragging, boom, boom, boom. I got all the books. Oh, he graduated, ha, 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 with his CD on. And I've never seen that in my fucking life. So I'm looking, okay, there's a thesis. Yeah, we have done this, and they have it in the book. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let me look. Oh, actually, he printed. Okay, how much you've actually printed? He's told me the price. He told me all the bullshit about libraries and the difference between the libraries. Oh, bullshit, this, that. Oh, yeah, yeah, really. Oh, yeah, yeah. He said, oh, I actually went to this library. It was actually cheaper, and these guys have to this. And I'm just listening, right? Listening and asking questions, he answering, he gave me even a paper. He said, look, actually take this, you'll probably need it. I said, sure, fuck's sake, I'm gonna take it. And he actually, I stood with him, filling up all the paper. Oh, actually, she said you have to write your name here, your name here, you have to fill this, you have to fill that. And it was just sitting there while my friends were fucking yapping downstairs. fucking being, what, horny? You're a grown man. The fuck? Romantic because you left university or college while all the fucking years you were complaining about it, how much you hate it and you want to get out of it. Now you're fucking being romantic. Can't even get out of university and not coming back. Can't wait to not come back to the fucking goddamn university, college, bitch. Anyway. So, done that. Went back home after I got my receipt. Not like all of these dorks and losers that didn't get the receipts. Came back home, made a strategy because of speed. I sent a message to my group, hey, today I'm gonna actually make all the edits and we're gonna send it to teacher and we're gonna talk to the professor so he's gonna actually approve us and we're gonna print it. Tomorrow, we're gonna give them the fucking final version. Get done with it. At that time, I didn't even know it was fucking possible to give it to the library before the fucking Friday they announced. I don't give a fuck. I said that you just give her, she gives you a paper. There's no fucking complicated process. So I'm gonna do that anyway. So done that. I said it. Because I'm a fucking G. Of course I did the modification. Because of course I did the edits. Even though I was tempted to fucking sleep. I was tired a little bit after a long day of all this bullshit. And studying, going to the library, and obviously going to college in the morning. And doing the receipt, doing some modifications in the morning, talking to some professors, blah, blah, blah. But, did the modifications today in the morning, got it. My team, my group came and they were, oh yeah, yes, oh, have you actually finished? I said, what the fuck? We said 10:45. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into details. So we done it, right? Fast, boom. Today I'm finished, right? And I actually want to be the first in the class to actually put it in the library. I was second. And the first was my friend. They're men. I know those guys. Stand-up business, speed, fast, get it done now. No, it's gonna happen next Wednesday. No, it's not gonna be Wednesday. It's gonna happen today, now. Some Andrew Tate University stuff. Anyway, so extremely important, speed. One of the best quotes that Cody Sanchez have talked about in her business podcasts or social media, reels, whatever, books. I mean, she has the book, The Millionaire of Wall Street, right? Millionaire of Wall Street. Yeah, that's her book. So she talks about the only reason why she has succeeded. And she said, the only reason why I have succeeded is not because I was better, not because I was smarter, not because I was in any way more interesting. It's just because it was faster. So let's say you have an idea and you get it done by tomorrow. You have an idea and you get it done by today. That's 2x the results. I saved one day to myself. Like today, I've already printed and gave it to the library. I saved one day of my life. Now tomorrow I just have to get a cachet, like a signature. Takes me 5 minutes, get out. Never come back to the fucking college again, ever. Maybe one day get my certificate, my diploma, come back, get out. Fuck's sake, being romantic over college. Fuck, nothing lasts forever. Speed. She actually talks about how important it is that in the time that other people take to, let's say, do whatever you do, in half the time you're gonna become better. Now, from personal experience in my business, I realized that the fastest I do any job, the higher the price I can actually ask for it, and it will be so reasonable. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say I build you a house. I'll build you a house, it's 4 floors, it's made out of concrete and bullshit, whatever, okay? And it has 4 windows, and it has 1 door, and 1 basement, and it has 5 rooms and 1 bedroom, whatever. In option A, it takes me 3 months. In option B, it takes me 1 month. But 1 month is actually a little bit more expensive. it's still fucking worth it. It saves me 2 months of your life. And here's the trick. The moment you start getting at the higher echelons of life, the most richest, most successful people, they don't give a fuck about money. Not really, they do give a fuck. But really, what they're charging is you're charging for their time. I'm giving you an example, man. Even the house, if he's gonna build it by himself, it's gonna probably take him 3 years. If you build it for him, it's gonna take him 3 months. But if me, I'm business owner, Mr. Big G, I do it in 1 month, of course he's gonna want me. Because I buy him time and give him 2 months to live in the house. I'll give you another example. Another example, man. I had a teacher, professor last year that I was doing business with, and it was a presentation service. So we were 2 guys that we had same job. Do a presentation for this particular topic about this, about that. In the time that he took 2 weeks to do 1 file, it took me 1 fucking day. Same day, send that fucking file. And guess fucking what? I was even better. I was even better. Why? Because that shows how professional you are. You haven't become an expert to take a fucking year to do a thing. It's how the world works, bruv. I mean, think about anything in life. You pay to get it faster. Food. You cook, it takes you 2 hours. You order, it takes you 5 minutes. Which one's faster? 5 minutes or 2 hours? 5 minutes, which one's more expensive? The 5 minutes. You buy time. Time is expensive. So speed. In the time that other people take to, let's say, whatever. Here's the thing. If you get whatever task in life, whatever task, and you do it in 10% of the time that other people take to do, you're gonna be rich. You're gonna get paid. Just like that. Give me any fucking example right now. Presentation service, my presentation service. People take 6 months to make a thesis. When I did it last year, and I said, hey, whatever your thesis says, I'm gonna fucking make it. I'm gonna make it in 24 hours. How much of the ratio that is? We're talking about 150, 160 days, whatever. 180 days to 1. 180 to 1. It's not even a tenth of the time. Obviously, in actual practice, it took me way more than 24 hours. Usually, it took me about 3 days to 2 weeks, depending on how much and when they needed it. If you need it in 3 days, I'll make it 3 days. Just the truth, being honest. If they need it in 2 weeks, I'm gonna send it to them in 2 weeks. So whatever, right? And then you just spend the last 2 days working on it. And I spent 12 days doing other stuff, really. Working other businesses or doing sales or working with other clients. That's just how the life works. That's just how the world works. Speed. Without speed, I wouldn't be able to fucking do that. Cool. Even in sports, you do run a marathon. Boom, boom, boom. In the time that I ran a half marathon last month in the Rabat International Marathon, I did a half marathon. In the time that I did a half marathon, the first place did a full marathon, double the distance, in the same time. Why? He's more professional, he's more expert. Who's gonna get paid more? Who got paid $15,000? Him? I didn't get paid nothing. I mean, I got medal in a shirt and a fucking bag, and some bananas and sweets and chocolate and dates. But who got paid $15,000? It was him. I didn't get paid shit. Why? Speed. He was faster than me. It's the only thing. I don't care about cadence and pace and whatever running mechanics. I don't care. It's speed. He ran faster. Got the first. Got $15,000. I didn't run as fast as him. I got nothing. Who wins? Him. This proves that speed wins. Cool. I mean, I love, brother, I just love this drill by Andrew Tate. And I even love this, I always think about this, man. Forward momentum. This is, man, this is actually from the course Hustlers University of Andrew Tate, like the classical course. He says, airplane. Why airplanes don't fall? Forward momentum. Even if her engines fail, it's not going to go down, drop into the ground and crash. It's going to keep flying. Why? Forward momentum. The wind's going to go underneath the plane and it's going to hit the wings, and the wings are going to do whatever contradictory force, and that will create forward momentum, and the airplane will still maintain flying. Why? Because forward momentum, speed. So the airplane, even if her engines fail, doesn't go down. And that's just like you. You have to be like a fucking airplane. Even if your engines fail, you cannot fail. Drop down to the ground and crash. Why? Speed. It's gonna happen next Wednesday. No, it's not gonna happen next Wednesday. It's gonna happen today. Oh, he can't fly to us until next Wednesday. We're gonna fly to him tomorrow. That's how it works. Build different, bitch. So this has to become obviously like a second nature to you, like an unconscious mind. This is obviously heavily inspired by Andrew Tate. It's just love. This is how important it is, and just how beautifully actually explained this. So important. Speed, number one. Subscribe.